All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Talladega. So we've got our season 5 opener with the 87 Cup cars here tonight. So I think a little bit of competition, I think, between us here with the Cup All Star race. So right now showing 19 drivers in the server. So I have a feeling that's going to change in the next week or two. Say once things get back to normal again there. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see what these drivers are going to be able to do, kind of manhandling these monsters around this track. I'm looking forward to it. I believe it's going to be 75 scheduled laps tonight. So I'll say we'll get things going here right after qualifying. But again, want to definitely thank you for joining us here at Green White Checker TV, and of course with the Area 51 Racing League. So appreciate you all joining us, and we'll get things going here in just a moment. All right, qualifying has just begun here, so say drivers going to make their laps here. Again, it's going to be 2 laps of qualifying, 5 minute time limit here. Looks again like we're going to have a not a smaller field per se, but definitely not a full 43 or anything like that tonight. Again, I think there's probably a lot of competition against that all-star race tonight that they got going on. So for those that are here this evening, definitely want to thank you for joining us here at Green White Checker TV with the Area 51 Racing League with the 87 Cup cars tonight, getting this season started off over here. And so, yeah, so say we're going to let these drivers make their laps tonight. And say, and of course, same rules as usual here. Say we're going to have the 2 faster pairs should they need them. And then, of course, they're going to have up to the 3 green-white checkers as well. So, yeah, so these drivers are definitely going to have their hands full this evening. Even at the plate tracks, so say you're definitely working hard. Tri-oval is definitely, in my opinion, one of the more challenging turns just because it actually is like, it's really loose through the tri-oval. So it's going to be pretty exciting to watch and see what these drivers are able to do with these cars this evening. So appreciate you for joining us here, and we'll get things going here once the drivers finish up their qualifying laps, and we'll get the grid rolling here in just about 3 minutes. All right, so qualifying has completed. So we had the service set up a little differently this evening. So we actually had a pretty good car count last night for the Indy Series. Unfortunately, a few drivers were unable to make the event, so we're going to try something out new this evening with basically going to have to do the top. It was going to be the top 23 qualify their way in, and we'd have a heat race for the remaining 20 drivers. Obviously, though, we have not got to that number to require the heat race necessity. So right now the drivers are taking advantage of a couple minutes of warm up just to get probably a little more familiar, maybe practice the pit entry, pit exit. As you saw, maybe unfortunately have a little bit of incidents to maybe shake that out of their systems here. So, however, with that being said, I say yeah, and sure enough, Rachel, yeah, Eric Schaus going to be on the pole this evening for tonight at Talladega. So say once we get the warm up finished up here, we'll go ahead and go through our starting grid this evening. All right, so with that, so here is our starting grid this evening for tonight's race at Talladega. Again, scheduled 75 laps here. On the poles, that number 72 of Eric Schaus. Lining up next to him is the 33 of Josh Coley. In third position is the 48 of James Ledford. Gabe Butler in the 1 car is fourth. Todd Merkel is going to be in the 5th position in that 81 car. Ryan Kelly in the number 13 is going to start 6th. Charles Johnson in the 28 is going to start 7th. And then Bud Steele in the number 6 is going to round out the top 8 here. And then we have the 9th through 16th here. Corey Lane is in that number 9 position in the number 10 car. Roy Wheeler is going to start 10th. Raymond Rittenauer 11th. Michael Spell 12th. Ted Deckard 13th. Mike Mortison 14th. And Joshua Sichterman will be 15th. Kyle Hess is in 16th. And then the remainder of the field here, you got Eric Calori starting 17th, Dwight Plush 18th, and Paul Patterson 19th. All right, so we've talked about, again, how different these cars drive and behave than pretty much anywhere, any other of the cars that we have in the iRacing service. So that's definitely going to be one that we're going to need to keep an eye on here. I'll say brakes are not very good. A lot of power. Handling is so-so. And then these things, you need to be extremely just... I don't know what the word would be for it, but you have to make sure you really hit your shifts well. You can't really speed shift these cars. You gotta make sure you get the clutch in, get it in gear, and then let the clutch out. So you can't really just kind of pop it through the gear. So you gotta be extremely careful there. So let's say restarts are gonna definitely be critical on this one. And then it sounds like fuel window is gonna be roughly in the mid-20s or so. However, I think tires are going to probably be a little bit more critical even at a track like Talladega, as you'll see these cars are going to be slipping and sliding around here. So we got 75 scheduled laps this evening for Talladega, so looking forward to it. And again, thank you all for joining us here at Green White Checker TV with the Area 51 Racing League. Alright, so the pace car is off. It's going to be going around through the tribal, get to the end of the tribal, and we'll get things underway. So wait for that green flag to fly. So then it's going to put it into the hands of Eric Schaus and Josh Coley. And so we're again scheduled 75 laps tonight here at Talladega. Green flag is in the air. So you can see right off the bat, you can see a little bit of a hiccups on the start, and you see that one there of Gabe Butler trying to take advantage there, had to kind of fall in line. But we're going to be going 3 wide here right off the get-go as they go through turns 1 and 2. Unfortunately, the restart did not go to plan for that 33 car. However, he's going to roll in here, looks like about the 6th position or so. Right now, that 72 car is going to lead the bottom side with that one on the top. And we're going to see what these drivers are able to do here as they go down the backstretch. So a little bit of close quarter there between the 81. I don't know if that's a 13 or a different driver there, but really close call between the two of them. Able to get away with it here. So it looks like coming to the flag here to lead lap number 1. Looks like Eric Schaus is going to get it done. As you see him sliding through the tribal, just going to keep his nose ahead there. However, you're going to see again that one of Gabe Butler is going to try to make this top side work here as they go through turns 1 and 2. James Ledford joining the party there in 3rd, and Ryan Kelly as well in that 4th position here. Oh, as I said, I got trouble in 3 as I saw involved the one of Gabe Butler. Oh, we got a lot of cars involved. You see the 13 with the big hit. The 1 as well going for a ride here. So some pretty heavy damage to them there. So looks like the 1's going to keep going. We'll see about the 13. Looks like he had to take a tow there. So that's going to put us under our first yellow. It looked like I didn't mention. I believe the entry of turn 3 is definitely going to be a trouble spot here. So let's go back and try to take a look and see what happened on this one. Alright, so we see him here entering turn 3, and that top side is definitely kind of a trouble area with, and so you can see, right off the bat there, that number 1 of Gabe Butler gets loose, catches tries to catches the outside wall, unfortunately, and then from there, may have kept it off the wall, but unfortunately, in the process of saving it, gets into that 13 of Ryan Kelly. Nothing Ryan can do here, so you can see he's going to come back down the track And unfortunately, with the way the banking difference is, they're going to send him right back up the track. You see the one there flipping over some of those cars there. And heavy impact for that 13, which then throws him right back down the track as well. So I saw a couple of cars involved. I don't know if they were actually in the incident or if maybe they were able to kind of do the, what do you call it there? Hope for the, maybe the Phantom 4X, if you will, where they're able to sneak through it. So hopefully for their sakes, they were able to kind of get through that one unscathed. So under yellow here, though, so say some drivers staying out, some are pitting, a bit of a mixed bag here. So I'll say while they make their pit stops here, we're going to go ahead and step away for just a moment, and we'll get things back going again on the one to go. So it looks like we have a Joshua Sichterman fan club here on the YouTube chat. So I appreciate you all joining here. Looks like he was able to get around that one. So he started in the 15th positions up into the top 5. So just give an update on update for you guys. Again, really cool for you to support your friend, teammate, whatever it may be. So right now, Josh in the top 5 right now. So again, but again, we'll step away for just a moment, let the things go here until we get that one to go, and then we'll regrid the starting order here. All right, we are on the one to go. So it looks like the top 8 stayed out there, and the first car to make a pit stop, it looks like for fuel only, is going to be that 6 of Bud Steele in 9th. And it looks like from 10th on back, for the most part, went ahead and took tires and fuel. So I see 2 drivers, looks like, that made that topped off on the one to go there, which is the 28 of Charles Johnson and the 33 of Josh Coley. Right now, unfortunately, showing both the 1 and the 13 on the... actually, both marked as 1 lap down there. Unfortunately, with those incidents, they had to take a tow, and unfortunately, yeah, had to get towed around on that one. Yeah, I say Mike right now showing in the 8th position in that 66 car. So I say it looks like we got some YouTube competition between Mike and Joshua. So we'll have to see how those two face off on this one. But I was gonna say I'm gonna have to say next yellow. I'm gonna see if I can pull Josh in here, and we'll have a chat with him so he can address his fan club here, because it's pretty cool to see us. I think this is the biggest fan club I've seen of any of my broadcasts here so far. So huge props to all of you for joining in here and kind of supporting your driver here tonight. And yeah, those fans up top are definitely not listening to that social distancing. So hopefully they're staying safe though, washing their hands, keeping their faces covered if they can. So with that being said though, we're gonna go back to green here. That 72 again. Eric Schaus going to lead the way. James Ledford second, Todd Merkel in third, and Corey Lane in the fourth position. All right, green flag's back in the air again. We talked about that initial start. Looks like the 81 had a bit of a hiccup there. He's got it going again now, but you can see some of those drivers, unfortunately, had to react to that probably to make sure they did not get a black flag. So it's going to separate the field just a little bit, but I'll say, again, with the draft that these cars have, they'll be able to pull right back up here in no time. So right now, though, 2x2 for the lead with that the 72 of Eric Schaus. You see the 48 of James Ledford on the top. Same right behind them, I see the 10 of Corey Lane trying to figure out where he wants to go as well. Right now, looking on the top side, and then just on the inside there is the 88 of Michael Spell. So right now, I got the top four all right together. Just a little bit of a gap between that fifth group, but here they come on the inside. So I believe that is the let's see, I think it's the 181 there, I should say, leading the way on that inside line here. Right now, looks like Todd Merkel is going to come around the line here. I believe in the fourth position, it's looking like at the line. And then actually up front, I'll say while we're looking at that, though, we had a lead change. So put James Ledford in that 48 car to the lead here. So it's going to be the first lap led there for that 48 car of James Ledford. So as you can see, it looks like these drivers are definitely starting to try to find out where they need to be. And well, again, we talked about these things are pretty much just bricks with really big engines, so they punch really big holes in the air, and so you can definitely make a pretty big charge here in that draft. So you're going to definitely see some drivers make some pretty big gains here as this race continues on. And I see the fan favorite here, that 199 of Josh Sickman, working the top side here through the trial. We'll hop on board with that 199 car. Is working on the top up to third there at the line. Actually fourth of the line, but I say already in the third position now, and is working on the top of that 72 of Eric Schaus here as well. So we'll see how he's able to complete this pass there off of two or not. So again, we talked about the momentum and the draft being so critical here. And I say right now that 199 Joshua Sickman working that top side in that Roy Wheeler Designs machine there. And right now looking for the lead. Here's 2x2 with the leaders working by himself right now, but doing an awesome job trying to make it happen. Just might need a little bit of drafting help to kind of help him kind of finish up the pass here. Right now he's running 2x2 though with that 72 now of Eric Schaus here for that second position. You see Michael Spill kind of still hanging out in that fourth spot on the inside line. But right now at the line, looks like the 72 is going to be in the second position, Joshua in third. But again, right now Joshua is one of the few drivers here running this top side. Everybody else is pretty much running on the bottom here. You see a little bit of movement now. So you see that 72 thinking about trying to move to that middle side. This is going to be close quarters there between that 72 and the 199 there, entering turn number 3. Looks like they're going to get through okay here. I'll say, well, actually now let's go on the back bumper here of that 48 car here. We'll take a look from where kind of what he's seeing from behind, which is a whole lot of 72 car right there as they go through the tri-oval. As you can see that 199 also just to the outside quarter panel. Hasn't got there yet, but looks like it's he's definitely making the momentum work here, and saying if that inside line bobbles at all, it's definitely going to open up the potential here for a pass for this lead. Right now these drivers still kind of just sliding these things through the turns. Let's say we've just completed 10 laps, or we're on lap number 10, I should say. We're coming around here, we're going to be 65 to go of the scheduled 75. So we still have a fair ways to go, but I say these drivers are definitely trying to get everything they can here. It looks like slowly but surely that top line is definitely working for that 199. You can see he's bringing it a little bit now closer to the middle side here. getting right to the door of that 48 of James Ledford. So we'll see how the momentum looks on exit, and also see if that 199 can get a little bit of drafting help, because right now that bottom line has been pretty much where everybody else has been running. And so far, though, say it's still sticking pretty much the same here up front. To say really good battles for the lead. And so you can see actually further back in the pack, it's pretty much all 2x2 here. You see a little bit of a close call there between that 13 of Ryan Kelly and the 5. I think that was right behind him. Looks like they're able to get that sorted out here pretty well, though, and get things going. Actually, I'm sorry, that was the 6 of Bud Steele. I'm saying we have a few drivers that are showing 1 lap down, which is that 13 and the 1. Right now, the 13 is the first car 1 lap down in this lead pack here. So up front, here comes that 10 car as well. Corey Lane, he's going to jump to the top side. So, it gets a little squirrely off too, trying to hang on to it there. You can see it doing that kind of that death wobble, if you will. Big moment for him, I say. But now they're going into 3. So we'll see if this is able to kind of help that top line, because right now, again, we talked about that 199 has been pretty much running by himself up top there. So we'll see if this 10 is able to get a little bit of a push to that 199 to help that momentum on the top side here. However, you can see this whole field is really starting to kind of come all in together here and kind of get clustered up together at the line. However, this time around, that 199 is going to lead this lap here. So say that's going to be a lap led for that 199 of Joshua Sichterman. To say he's really close to completing the pass here off 2, but you can see that 48 gets a good run on the exit. So we'll see now how they kind of have the battle here down the backstretch right now. So you also see that 28 of Charles Johnson right here in the mix as well. I think showing right now roughly in the 8th position again. So it's pretty much changing lap by lap, corner by corner. So he's roughly in that area. But again, right now you see he's kind of jumping around to figure out where he wants to go as well. You can see a lot of drivers trying to figure out the position they want to be. You can see him just slide these things through the tri-oval. You see the 33 as well, Josh Coley. He's working the top side here as well. Kind of coming up on that 10 of Corey Lane as well, getting again that little bit of draft on that top side here. Right now, say these guys have not single filed out. Oh, contact for the 10 on the outside wall. He's going to hang on to it there. Really good heads up by Josh Coley to get out of the gas a little bit, let him recover it. So that's going to definitely hurt that 10 car a little bit there. These things are pretty strong, though, so it's a really good job by the 10, though, of Corey Lane to hang on to it, because I've done the same thing myself plenty of times, and usually when you hit it, it bounces really hard off the wall. Unfortunately, though, I'd say that's definitely hurt the top line's momentum here. As you can see now, you got the battle here for that 2nd position out, the 72 and the 199 as they go really close there out through the tri-oval into the start-finish line. But again, right now, these top 3 are pretty much just still holding their own and just not willing to give an inch right now, trying to get to the front in this race here. So right now, looking at the intervals, I believe pretty much the top, top 13, 14 actually are all pretty much still all in this lead pack here. I see the 13 of Ryan Kelly is kind of doing some pretty good strategy call right here. He's riding right at the end of the draft, so he's still got lots of speed here from these guys. But he's just kind of riding here at the end of the group to kind of keep the draft and then also be able to react should an incident occur in front of him, which actually looks like it just has happened. I saw a little bit of smoke, and he saw him get off the grass. And unfortunately, oh no, it involves the 199 there of Josh Sichterman. So we'll do a quick pull up in the replay and see what happens. Look, he's going to get rolling again, though. So let's go ahead and take a quick look, see what happened here. Oh, thank you so much for that. Yeah, I say I found a way to mute myself somehow. Apologies. Yeah, I say really good driving though by that 44 to stay out of that one. Oh, close call between the 80 and 98 there. Don't quite hit each other, but really close between the two there. But yeah, pit windows are going to be opening here very shortly for some of these leaders, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Right now, say you see that 72 and 28 here actually battling for the lead. Charles Johnson pitted under that first yellow, took fuel only, so he can go a little further than those leaders that stayed out. So we'll have to see if that's going to come into play as well here. So I was hearing around that 24, 25 lap mark, we say we did have some yellow laps there, so it might stretch it just a little bit. But I think what you're seeing here is I think these drivers want to get at least to that lap 50 mark, or sorry, to the 50 to go or 45 to go. As I say, the caution is out. Unfortunately, it looks like it may be the 199 again there. Josh Sickerman looks like that's going to put him now a lap down, unfortunately. However, so that's going to be a beneficial caution, though, I believe, for Ryan Kelly. We'll have to wait and see how everything cycles through here, because sometimes they let you get your spot back. So let's go back and see what happened here. All right, so taking a look at the 199. Oh, just a little bit of contact to the outside wall and just, oh my goodness, and then it goes almost up and over there, able to hang on to it from the inside wall, and then, yeah, so he's able to get it slowed back down and then trying to get it caught back up here. So looks like, and saying there's leaders going by, so that's going to get him back and going. And yeah, so say that's going to put us under our second yellow here. So say we'll see where this 189 lines up, because it looks like he's able to gain a few spots here. Actually, looks like he's going to line up a little further back, unfortunately. So a beneficiary of that one, I believe, may be the one of Gabe Butler. I'm not 100% sure, though, because right now I'm showing him as the tail end of one down. So I think right now we are still getting everything lined up for pit stop. So this is actually going to get everybody in the pits here under caution conditions. So we'll keep an eye on the pit stops here, and then I'll still bring. I don't know if he's going to want to chat, but I have a feeling he's going to wind up. He may not be as chatty as he would have been earlier, but we'll still see if we can pull him up if he's willing to talk. However, we will wait till after pit stops, though, for sure. All right, so in the late 80s, NASCAR pit stops were nowhere near as quick as they are now, so you're not going to see these 12, 13-second pit stops. They're going to be right in the 20-second range, but I think that's a long enough fuel run here. You're going to see 4 tires and fuel for all these drivers. So kind of keep an eye on how that's all sorting out. So it looks like 13 of Ryan Kelly's actually going to be the beneficiary of this caution. He's going to get back on the lead lap there in that 13 car. It looks like the 72 of Eric Schaus is going to hold serve under this pit stop there. So we'll jump up front here, as it looks like I'm showing still the 2 cars 1 lap down. Still, unfortunately, are the one of Gabe Butler, and then, of course, the 87 Raymond Rittenauer. And right now, at the tail end of the lead lap is that 199 of Josh Sichterman. However, with the damage and with he hasn't had a pit stop yet, so we're going to have to we'll probably see him in this time, I would have a feeling here. So definitely want to let him get his pit stop cycle taken care of, and then we'll see if we can pull him up here, though, on the yellow. All right, we are on the one to go. Looks like pit stop's underway for that 199. Looks like, yeah, sure enough, fast repair getting taken care of there as well. So I say let's go ahead and we'll pull in this fan favorite over here. We'll have to get a word with him here. So I say, Josh, I'm pulling you in here into the booth. I've never seen a fan club as big as you've got right now on our YouTube chat. So they want to hear you. So I say, unfortunately, I say, and I know the race hasn't gone how you want to. You're really working that top side well. I say, unfortunately, I say you got that little bit loose there, and unfortunately, I say spun it out. However, I say you still are one lap down, so you say you can definitely be in contention for that lucky dog. So yeah, I say again, you've got a pretty big fan club out here, so they want to hear you.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if somebody got close enough behind me and it caused me to get loose, or if I just got loose on my own. But yeah, that high sign was working real well. I was just going. I think it would have been nice if somebody else would have got up there with me. I think we could have really, ran that top line.
Yeah, so you were definitely working it well. I'll say that, but yeah, you were right though. You didn't have a lot of help there. So I'll say so. Yeah, so you've definitely have a pretty big fan club out there. So definitely wanted to get you in here and get a word with you here before you get going to green. So we'll let you get group back up here. So you're gonna be fighting that 87 and the 1 car. Those are your competition for that lucky dog spot. So I'll say good luck here with the remaining 47 to go.
Awesome, man. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys.
All right, so that is the fan favorite tonight, Josh Sichterman in that 199 car. He's going to go ahead and try to get that lap back here, but I'll say up front, though, say it's going to be Eric Schaus leading the way here. Again, we're going to restart with 47 to go, so we still got one more pit stop for sure to get to the end. I'll say right now, this is only our second caution so far in this race, so pretty good run so far for these drivers. Again, with a different car and everything like that, say these things do not handle like you would think that you might want them to, but I don't know. I find it pretty fun personally. So with that being said, so you're going to put it back into the hands of that 72 of Eric Schaus and the 81 of Todd Merkel. Green flag is back in the air. Again, we talked about those restarts. You have to be real careful through the gears. Looked like the 81 got through just a little bit better. Looks like he's able to clear the 72 actually and get to the bottom side here right off the bat. So so that's going to put our race leader at the moment is that 81 of Todd Merkel. So we're going to see how they get going through here through the gears as they come through the backstretch. Again, the draft is going to be huge on these cars, so we're going to see a lot of momentum shift on these ones as they go through the backstretch here. See one to the top side. I believe that's the 33, I want to say, of Josh Coley. He's going to try to make this top side work. So he restarted in the 6th position. He's already showing battling for the lead here. So right now, again, really good job by that 33 here on the top side, trying to make that work. Saying you see they're just a little bit behind is that 72 as well. Michael Spell here in the mix, as is that 98 of Roy Wheeler. As they slide it through the tri-oval here, we're going to 46 to go, lap 30 of 75. I'm saying right now for keeping up, of course, on that battle for the first car, 1 lap down. Should a yellow come out? Right now I'm showing the 87, as we'll jump over there. Raymond Rittenauer leading the way here. However, you see just his outside is that 189 of Josh Sichterman working the top side here. Going to see if he can get around that 87 car, because that's going to be, again, critical for trying to get back on the lead lap. So the key thing here with iRacing is you have to make sure you're not... Oh, as I say that, we do have trouble up in front. Let's say with the leaders, I believe. Oh, I see the 199 in there as well. So unfortunately, that's going to bring the caution out, but not what he was needing there. So say we'll take a look, see what happened. Looks like the 44 was in it as well, Dwight Plesh. So say let's go ahead and jump back and see. So you see more damage to that 199 car. So let's go back and see what happened here to bring out this yellow. Say there was definitely 2 incidents there, one up front and one further here towards the back. So first we're going to start with the leaders here. Let's see what happened up front. Looks like the top side there, you see the 33 getting really loose on entry. And the 81 actually both get extremely loose. Let's say it looks like the 33 is able to hang on. So you see the 81 takes it to the apron, which kind of squeezes there the... I'm sorry, that's too far out. Then you see actually contact a little bit further back there. 33 and the 72 get a little bit of contact there. And so I'm guessing there's also some reaction there further back. So say that's where we saw the 199 get spun around. So let's go back and take a quick look, see what happened to him there. It looks like he may have actually been behind a car that got loose as well, that 44 car. So I'll watch that as they enter turn 3. And yeah, sure enough, you can see that 44 gets big loose on the entry. So he's trying to get it checked up and woe down, but unfortunately, I said actually he's going to make contact as well with the 87 and the 199. So both of those drivers getting some pretty good damage there. So I was saying the other thing we mentioned about if you're involved in the incident, probably not getting the lucky dog under the for the incident. So I believe neither of those drivers would be able to be eligible for it. And I saw the one and Gabe Butler just sneaked through there. Still some pretty good damage to his car as well. So we'll have to kind of wait and see if and who they give the this one to. So yeah, so we're gonna have to kind of wait and see what's going on that one. See who cycles through here. If there is indeed a lucky dog under this yellow. So yeah, Jack, I'm bummed not seeing you here this evening. Hope you're doing well though, man. Definitely look forward to catching you here in future races. As I actually just saw right there, the one of Gabe Butler went ahead and got the free pass. So it's going to put Gabe back on the lead lap. So say we'll take a look at some. So we had some drivers make pit stops. So say we had a few involved in the incident. So we're going to take a look at the 87. Looks like he's going to try to get this repaired and save that fast repair. So we'll take a look at the 199 as well. He's still pretty hurt on that car as well. So we'll have to see if he's going to try to save that fast repair. Maybe just try to get the damage repaired on that one. So we'll kind of have to wait and see. So anyway, so we'll say we're again under yellow here. Right now 44 to go of the scheduled 75. So we still got a little ways to go. So we'll step away for just a moment and we'll get things going again on the 1 to go. Thank you again for joining us here with Area 51 Racing League here on Green White Checkered TV. All right, lights are back off of the pace car, so we're going to get things going again here next time around. Right now, our top 5 are showing as that 88 of Michael Spell, 98 of Roy Wheeler, Bud Steele in 3rd, Eric Schaus 4th, and James Ledford's going to round out the top 5. Looks like the top 9 stayed out under that yellow, and then from 10th on back went ahead and made some pit stops. I say definitely got to look at for the fan club. I'll say we'll see how those cars are looking. So we see the 87 Raymond Rittenauer. Still some pretty good damage to the right front of that one. So it looks like that 199 as well as Josh Sickerman. He's going to hang on to that fast repair as well. Pretty good strategy here because so you definitely want to try to save one towards the end should something happen. So there's definitely some strategy involved in these ones. So it looks like he's going to try to hang on to that one. So we'll see how that goes on the restart here. So I say right now those are the only 2 cars 1 lap down, so that's going to be the battle for the lucky dog should another yellow occur. Again, we're going to restart with 42 to go. I believe everybody's going to be able to make it here on 1 more stop. And so yeah, so say we're going to re-rack and let them go again. And see a little bit of right front damage as well to that 72 car. So we'll jump over to the back of the 98. You can see it right there. Some pretty decent damage to that right front from that incident in turn 3. Unfortunately, nothing that Eric could do there. So we'll see if that plays any outcome in the way his car drives as well. So we're going to get things back going again in just a moment. All right, green flag back in the air. Oh, Michael Spell does not get the start he needs there. You see Roy Wheeler's going to jump to the top side and get the lead. Saw a little bit of contact between him and the 6 of Bud Steele. So say definitely not the restart they were looking for. However, we are underway. I'll say definitely what that 98 of Rory Wheeler was looking for. You say he's got a nice little gap here to start things off. Of course, as big as the draft here is, it's definitely going to change things as they run. However, at the moment, though, Roy Wheeler's got some nice clean track in front of him and a little bit of a gap behind him as well. As you see that 6 now, Bud Steele looks like he's trying to make this top side happen here on the outside of Michael Spell as they go into turn 3. As you see, looks like the 20, which car number? Sorry, the 81 looks like had a little bit of trouble there in the top side, still kind of stuck on the wall, trying to see if he can get unhooked off of it. Able to finally do so, so he's going to lose some time here. Looks like he's able to get back going, but he's going to be falling to the back of the pack here with that damage there. Back up front, though, fight for the lead here. You got Bud Steele on the top, Roy Wheeler on the bottom, Charles Johnson as well now joining the top side. You still see Eric Schaus working the top on that 72 car as well. So right now that is, again, this is the battle for the lead right now. That 6 of Bud Steele has a little bit of momentum on the top side, and he's got a little bit of drafting help as well from that 28 of Charles Johnson. And it looks like they're able to get through the entry of turn 3. That definitely seems to be the trouble turn right now. It gets really loose there on the entry. But yeah, so far so good for those drivers, and looks like Bud Steele's going to clear the 98 and take the lead here, going through the tri-oval, and he's going to lead this lap here, coming to 40 to go. So I'll move around a little bit. Looks like that 13 car we talked about, Ryan Kelly, got that lap back. He's trying to make his move now back to the front as well. Ryan Kelly started 6th, showing roughly in the 7th position right now as they run. Ryan Kelly, of course, having a pretty good recovery after that contact with the one. As I say, that trouble in front there, you see Charles Johnson. He gets involved. Big hits for a lot of these drivers. Now some of those drivers in the back need to try to make sure they get back down off the brakes. And get through there. So let's go ahead and see what happened under this one here. And so we talked about turn 3 being kind of the dangerous corner. I'm thinking that may have been what we saw again here. Seems like the top line in turn 3 is really biting these drivers here tonight. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick look here. So unfortunately, it looks like it may have started with that 28 of Charles Johnson here. So we'll take a look under this incident here. As you can see, he's entering the turn. And you can see it's starting to step out away from him already as he enters that turn. He's trying to hang on to it there, but just kind of starts snapping on him. And so you can see him start coming down, down, down. Looks like he's going to just about hits Roy Wheeler there. He's able to kind of chase it back up the track, but at that point, as a driver, you're kind of just swatting flies. Eric Schaus, unfortunately, just nowhere for him to go. Looks like, and James Ledford involved in this one as well. You see the 13 Ryan Kelly have in there as well. The 10, the 71. The 66 also. Yeah, there's a lot of cars involved in this incident here. As you can see him coming through the turn. It's like the 44 as well. Dwight Plush is involved. Oh, big air there for the 13 of Ryan Kelly as well. These cars are actually a little bit stuck together there. So a lot of contact there under this yellow here. So turn 3 topside seems to definitely be the trouble turn this evening. So we'll kind of see how everything has to cycle through. We're going to have some more pit stops here, probably some fast repairs. And a little bit of strategy call. Looks like you see those top 3 are staying out right now. Looks like those are pretty much the only 3 staying out right now. So we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what strategies we have here. As I believe the lucky dog on this one, unfortunately, is going to be going to... I believe this lucky dog is going to go to the 87. Yeah, sure enough, Raymond Rittenauer. So that's going to put Raymond back on the lead lap. So that's going to leave right now 18 cars on the lead lap, and that's going to have now the 199 Joshua Sichterman being the only car one lap down. So again, should a caution come out, and he, as long as he's not involved, he would get the lucky dog as well. So we'll kind of wait and see on that one. So we'll see what the damage is looking like for some of these drivers. I'm sure we'll have seen some faster pairs taken care of under this yellow as well. So again, we'll step away for just a moment. I'll say right now our race leader showing as the 6 of Bud Steele, and I'll say we'll rejoin the action here once we get that one to go. So thanks again for joining us here at Green White Checker TV with Area 51 Racing League. All right, lights are off on the pace car, so looks like top 3 again stayed out there. That's Bud Steele, Roy Wheeler, Michael Spell. Kyle Hess, the first driver to take take a pit stop. Looks like fuel only for that 86 car. Based on what I'm seeing on the lap time, you see the 72 looks like he used one of his faster pairs in that incident, of course. So that car's looking good again. Definitely got to mention. We got some. Obviously we have the Joshua Sichterman fan club. However, I say we also have a fan here of Mike Morrison in that number 66 car. Right now, Mike showing in the 7th position in that Western Auto paint scheme. Always one of my favorite paint schemes there on this one. So, yeah. So again, right now we're going to restart here with 36 to go. Just past the halfway point here a little bit ago as well. And so we're going to get things going here again. So right now, again, top 18 still on the lead lap. Josh right now is first car or only car one lap down, so he just needs to keep that thing clean, and then kind of go after it there once it counts. Looks like he went ahead and used his final faster pair as well, so he's going to have to be extremely careful here on this restart and through the. I think this is where he just needs to kind of cruise here and try to hang out towards the back and just stay out of trouble. So we'll see how this restart goes for him as well. But yeah, so up front though, again, you got Bud Steele here, Wheeler, Michael Spell leading the way. They stayed out under this last yellow, so they got about 10 laps older tires than the rest of the field. Again, I do believe everybody can make it here on one more stop. Now the question, of course, is going to be when those drivers decide to make their last stop, because it's going to be roughly around that 25 or so fuel window. So again, we're going to keep an eye on these drivers as they get through the gears here at Talladega. Again, these cars definitely drive much differently with the brakes and the shifting and everything, so we're back underway. Looks like a pretty good start for our race leaders here. Not too much change in position here. As you can see, though, a little bit of a 3 wide there with that 72 car as they get going. Right in the middle there between the 071 and the 88. Looks like he's going to just about get that pass completed here. But up front, though, looks like Bud Steele's got his hands full now with that 98 of Roy Wheeler on the top side. So Roy's trying to see if he can make this top line work, get that momentum down the backstretch. See if he can take the lead. But we talked about that top side in turn 3 is definitely the trouble spot in this track. Looks like they get through it okay here so far. But yeah, so again, that's going to be one we'll have to definitely keep an eye on here as this race unfolds. So right now, pretty much all the top 6, top 8 here running 2x2. Still got Bud Steele leading the way. Roy Wheeler just to his outside. Right behind them, you've got the 72 Eric Schaus, 86 of Kyle Hess. Right now, let's say those drivers are doing really well here as with these new tires, I should say, for the 72. 86 is actually holding pretty well, fuel only on that car. So it's something that these drivers can definitely think about for later pit stops. If they need that track position, they can look at doing fuel only because it looks like they're hanging on pretty well so far. But say we're entering turn number 3 again. This is definitely the trouble spot on the track. Looks like everybody gets through cleanly here. Let's say so we're going to come around here for 34 to go. Bud Steele is still sneaking just a little bit of a lead out from that 98 of Roy Wheeler. So we'll actually take a look at, you see 3 wide possibly there in the middle, 88 of Michael Spell. Kind of in a tricky spot there between the 79 and the 071 as they enter turn 1. A little bit of contact between the two of them. 66 reacting, getting on the brakes a little bit. He's able to hang on to it as well. Good heads-up driving by all of those guys to kind of keep that one clean there as they got through turns 1 and 2 in the tri-oval. Back up front, though, for the lead, still fighting for it. You can see there's that looseness we talked about. The 98 of Roy Wheeler got a little loose. Able to hang on to it, though, but definitely going to lose some track position. That's, I think, where these drivers are going to need to be careful, though. So if I'm some of these guys, I may be kind of hanging out towards the back here just to stay out of that should something happen until it's really go time here. Because, again, we talked about how big this draft is. So a lot can happen here at Talladega. And again, these cars are definitely not glued to the track like we're used to. The drivers are definitely having to wrestle these cars here as they go through these laps here at Talladega. So I can only imagine what the regular track's going to be like for these drivers as well as the season continues on. So you see Charles Johnson getting back to the top side. He's going to try to work the top here and make some gains. He's right now showing roughly in the 3rd position. However, Ted Decker Jr. is making a nice run as well in that 79 car. He's up to the 3rd spot on the inside here, fighting with Charles Johnson there. Up front still, Bud Steele leading the way. You see that one of Gabe Butler. He's worked his way back towards the front. Ryan Kelly's up here again as well. So I believe Ryan may be out of fast repairs in that 13th car as well. So he's going to have to be a little careful where he is as well. It's kind of in a bit of a danger spot. So he'll have to be a little bit tentative on his end too to make sure he doesn't get caught up in anything here. Because again, we still have a long ways to go, and you definitely want to try to keep that car clean to the end to be able to have a shot here at the win. Saw one down on the apron. Looks like that was the 81 there of Todd Merkel. Looks like he's going to get through okay. So kind of cut the car down low. Looks like he's able to recover from that, though, pretty well. It looks like cars are starting to stagger out a little bit. I think this is kind of that strategy we talked about. Just try to stay maybe just in the draft, but still far enough out of it to not get involved in any incidents should they occur. Because right now you got still some pretty heavy battling here for the lead between these top 4 right now. Again, Bud Steele on the inside, Charles Johnson top, Eric Schaus on the 2nd row on the bottom, and then the 79 of Ted Decker here on the top side as they go just door to door, almost make contact. They're able to keep it clean though. But yeah, you can see, and this Roy Wheeler's working on the top side again here as well. So these drivers are definitely starting to feel these tires and starting to get it loose. As I say, that Ted Decker gets a little bit loose there, catches the wall. We're going to have trouble here. Says the drivers got to make sure they don't get involved if they can. Ted, of course, unfortunately, is going to have a pretty big hit there. See if he can stay on his wheels. Looks like he's going to be all right there and get it rolling again to the pits. So we're going to go back. Let's see what happened under this one. Obviously, we saw it started with that 79, unfortunately, or around the 79. So we'll see how exactly this all unfolded here. All right, so we see 79 here entering turn number 3. On that top side, we talked about that being the trouble point, and it's biting again. You see contact with the 6 of Bud Steel, pushes him back up into the wall. Oh, and unfortunately, again, contact for that 13. Oh, you see the 86 literally drives underneath him. Looks like he got away with it. We'll take the 13, the Ryan Kelly. Looks like he's in pretty good shape as well. Pretty good job for these drivers. I'll say, however, I know everybody's wondering about is how that 199 is looking, and he looks clean. So I have a feeling that we're going to have a new car on the lead lap, which is going to be that 199 of Joshua Sichterman. So we're going to keep an eye on that once the field gets lined up here with the pace car. That being said, I believe we're going to be going back. So we'll see if we have some pit strategy here. Going to restart with just under 30 to go, so we might be right at the edge of the fuel window. So you might see some drivers here top off on the 1 to go, because that might be able to get them to make it to the end. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And say I don't think you're going to see too much strategy here, because I think a lot of drivers are going to definitely be able to take advantage of this one here. So it looks like one driver staying out, but I believe that is indeed the 199 staying out here. So we'll see if he gets that wave around from the pace car and get back onto the lead lap. So we'll take a look right now. So usually they get it at the line, so we'll wait and see here. And sure enough, there goes that 109 back on the lead lap. So that's going to get Josh Sichterman back on the lead lap here. So now we're going to watch this race off pit road. Let's see, Charles Johnson's going to win the race off. See the 72 and the 1 coming through there as well. So looking at the pit stop time, it looks like I'm thinking fuel only, possibly 2 tires for some of those drivers. But yeah, so it looks like all these drivers here are going to be coming in. So we're going to see what happens now also on the pit strategy again, because I kind of feel like this might be a place where you could definitely top off and get it going over here. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how the running order is looking. Yes, sure enough, Charles Johnson's going to come out with the lead. Second place is Eric Schaus in that 72. And I believe I saw the 1 of, Gabe Butler in 3rd. Let's see, 4th, I believe. I'm trying to check what car number that was. 81 of Todd Merkel. And then kind of sneaking into the top 5 here is that 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. Raymond's been kind of taking it easy, I feel like, this race. So we'll see what he has to offer here. Raymond's definitely one of those drivers, especially at the plate races on Sunday nights. He's one to watch. Him and Gabe in that one car, those two work extremely well together in that Super Speedway series. So those are definitely going to be 2 drivers to keep an eye out for coming up this Sunday evening in the Super Speedway Cup Series. So again, we'll let things get cycled through here. We're under yellow again at Talladega. Right now showing Charles Johnson as our race leader. We see some drivers looks like trying to coast here to save some fuel, so that's where we talked about some strategy going on, see if maybe they can make it from here to the end. We'll step away for just a moment as I see Charles ducking to the inside. Not sure what's going on for him. But we'll step away for just a moment here, and then we will get the 1 to go, and we'll see how everything shakes out. All right, lights are off of the pace car. Looks like unfortunately the 44 of Dwight Plush is still in the pits, showing 1 lap down, so that's going to show us 18 cars here on the lead lap. We're going to restart with 27 to go. Again, right now our race leader actually now is being shown as that 72 of Eric Schaus, 81 of Todd Merkel in second, Bud Steele is in third, 10 of Corey Lane is in fourth, and then the 071 of Eric Laurie is in the fifth position. Looking at the pit stop times, it looks like the top two here either did fuel only or possibly 2 tires. And then some of those drivers that topped off on the 1 to go are Michael Spell, Josh Culley, Roy Wheeler, Ryan Kelly, James Ledford, Charles Johnson, Gabe Butler, Raymond Rittenauer, and Kyle Hess. So a lot of drivers topped off there on the 1 to go. And actually, Dwight Plush is back on track, still showing 1 lap down, unfortunately. But I say still, again, long ways to go here. He can definitely get back into contention here. So with that, pace car is going to jump off here. We'll let things cycle through and see how the running order gets going once we get the green flag. But again, right now we still have all 19 cars on the track, 18 on the lead lap, with 28 to go. We got some drivers that may be out of faster pairs. Some still have at least 1 or possibly 2 in the bank. So we'll definitely see a little bit of a mixed bag of aggression, I feel like, from some of these drivers. Alright, we're back going again here. Looks like a pretty clean start for most of these drivers here. Up front, though, looks like that 72 of Eric Schaus is going to hang on to the lead. However, he has got his back bumper full of that 6 car of Bud Steele here. Looks like Bud's going to get that second spot from Todd Merkel. He's going to go straight to the top side here. You see that 10 as well as kind of joining the party here of Corey Lane. So as they go through turns 1 and 2 now onto the backstretch. You see the field spreading out again, trying to find where they need to be here to try to move forward here during the race. Again, as they get through turn 3 here, driver's not fully up to speed yet, but turn 3 definitely has been the trouble turn this evening at Talladega. So I'll have to see if some of these drivers maybe go with a fuel-saving approach or if everybody's just going to be going for it all here at the end. Again, like I said, still a long ways to go. Pretty much a full fuel run. Maybe even a need for a splash for some of these drivers if they can stretch it to the end or not. But right now, though, again, you still see those top 4 or so are still hanging pretty good in the same positions here. Pretty much everybody running 2 by 2 as we see as start entering turn number 3 again. This is the trouble turn, it seems like, tonight. Looks like everybody's able to get through cleanly here this time around. Again, right now, Eric Shaw still hanging onto the lead over Bud Steele. You see that 81 gets a little loose off before able to keep it underneath them, though, as they go through coming into the tri-oval here now. Right now, that 81 is trying to see if he can stay on the back bumper of that 72, but right now, Bud Steele, again, we talked about earlier, you can make that top line work. It's definitely easier when you get some help up there, which is, so you see that 10 trying to get to him to help out a little bit. But right now, let's say that bottom line is definitely a lot more formed than the top side is at the moment. Oh, a little contact to the outside wall for the 10. He's able to hang on to it. That looks like he's going to be all right. So just to lose a little bit of momentum there. That's where we're definitely going to have to see some of these drivers be extremely careful here on the entries. Oh, I see again the 10 gets a little loose, able to catch it, though, gets up to the very top side. See the 26 here is going to try to see if he can look to the inside. Is they're going to go 3 wide here. It's Paul Patterson there, Ryan Kelly right behind. It's like they're going to clear the 10 car. Oh, more contact for the 10. Oh, he's going to make contact with the 98. Oh, more trouble in front here. Big wrecks. Looks like a couple different incidents here. Oh, as you see, more cars getting involved there as they keep going. So we have a lot to go look after on this one, unfortunately, here. Alright, so it looks like it started off, unfortunately, right around that 10 car. Corey Lane kind of at the very top side catches the wall and just throws the car down the track. And so you see, catches the 98 of Roy Wheeler, which gets him into the 28 of Charles Johnson. But then from there, I'll say it was still, so we'll actually go back a little bit as well. As you can see, Roy's actually able to keep it off the wall, which is pretty good there. So I'll say we'll see where this initial contact happened here. I'm saying that's where you see it hit Charles as well. Say Charles takes the shot to the inside here as also. But then it says you see the 10 car kind of hits goes right back across the track. Unfortunately, nowhere for the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer to go. Looks like he may have actually had that kind of that Phantom 4X we talked about, where you can kind of get away with it possibly. So probably a big benefit for him there. So we're gonna say we're gonna keeping an eye on this one here, because unfortunately it also looked like up in front there was a second incident here. We're gonna pull that one up now as well. So trying to find it here still. All right, so yeah, second instance actually just in front of him. You see the 10 car there making contact in the background, and then so you see the 26 here also catches the outside wall. 66 is really loose as well here, but I think the 66 is unfortunate where the contact then. Oh, actually no, I'm sorry, it is a 66. You see him start coming across the inside. Slight contact with the 13, however, contact there with the 79. Oh, and 13 as well. He starts going up and over 48 as well. See the 79 actually winds up actually blowing over here. It's one of these cars do not have roof flaps, so unfortunately Ted Decker goes for a ride there. I'm saying a lot of cars involved in this one here. Saying, unfortunately, I say for the fan club, you see here comes the 199 of Josh Sichterman. He gets involved as well. Doesn't look like too heavy of damage. I think he may get away with this one. Nothing too bad on that one. But yeah, definitely a lot of incidents for these drivers here under this yellow. So you're going to see a lot of drivers getting some repairs. Some get fast repairs if they have them left. Others just going to try to get this damage repaired as best as possible. Unfortunately for the 13 of Ryan Kelly, he has retired from the race. Too much damage, and he was out of fast repairs. So that's it for Ryan this evening. Unfortunately for him, looks like 44 Dwight Plush will be back on the lead lap here as well. So what we'll do here is we'll actually kind of go through here and let's take a look at the cars and their damage and try to get a rough idea how all these guys are looking at the moment. As I believe most of these cars up front here are in pretty good shape. I think they got through it pretty well. I think they were ahead of the incident there. So let's see, Michael Spell. Looks like maybe a little bit of left side damage. Try and get a better look here. That looks all right there. I think I see James Ledford. I think he went ahead and got a fast repair done on his car. So let's see. Let's jump down to Paul Patterson. Yeah, looks like that one car used one of those as well. So you got some drivers who are back in pretty good shape. You see the 79 definitely took a fast repair after going up and over there. Raymond Rittenauer looks to be similar as well. I think he may have used... Nope, actually, he still got a little bit of right front damage, so he's still hanging on to his. Kyle Hess looking clean in that car. 28 Charles Johnson looks okay as well. Let's see. All right, let's go check out our man, the 199 of Josh Sichterman. A little bit of left front damage, a little bit of left rear. Doesn't honestly look too bad. I think that thing will still drive all right. These things, again, are pretty much bricks on wheels. I see a few more making their pit stops here. Mike Morrison is in. He's still got some pretty heavy damage to that car. 98 of Roy Wheeler. Looks like he may have used a fast repair as well. And then you got the 44 Dwight Plush. A little bit of right rear damage. So yeah, still a little bit of damage for some of these drivers, but still, again, we're going to restart here with 20 to go. It looks like we're at 55 of 75, so 20 to go under here is the one to go. Again, right now our race leader is still showing as that 72 of Eric Schaus, and then the 6 of Bud Steele second, Todd Merkel third, Eric Laurie in fourth, and Josh Coley rounds out our top 5. So it looks like the top 6 all stayed out here. James Ledford's the first driver to make a pit stop. So we'll see how that's all going to cycle through here. I'm at this point, I'm thinking they must be able to make it to the end on fuel. However, there is still the potential of green-white checkers, and so that could definitely throw a wrench into some of these drivers' plans if we do wind up having any green-white checkers, because they may be able to make it to the scheduled distance, but possibly not the extended distance. So I'll want to wait and see on that one. Corey Lane looks like he's back on track, unfortunately 2 laps down. So right now we're showing 17 cars on the lead lap, 18 still in the race. So say we're going to restart here again with 20 to go. So again, I want to thank you all for joining us here at Green White Checker TV with the Area 51 Racing League 87 Cup Series tonight. Say tomorrow night we'll be doing the regular Cup Series, will be their Season 5 opener. And then on Sunday night we'll be doing the Cup Series Super Speedway Series. So definitely keep an eye out on those ones. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. You can check the car number availability at area51iracing.com. I believe it may be open though. You'll have to take a look, Costa. All right, pace car's in, waiting for that green flag to fly. We are back underway. See again, this driver's getting through the gears here. Looks like that 72 is going to hang on to the lead here as they get going. Say right now though, side by side for the lead. Oh, we see one drop to the bottom. I think that was the 87 Raymond Rittenauer. Looks like he may have had an issue here on the restart. Looks like he's actually went ahead and pretty much had to park it. So I'm not sure if he may have retired or had to take a tow. Not sure if the motor blew or what happened there for Raymond. But we're still under green though, and here comes that top side. You see the 6 of Bud Steele got a good push there from the 071 of Eric Laurie. Now Eric's going to take the top side. Oh, it gets a little too high contact with the wall for the 071. He's going to try to keep it up against there, not bounce off too hard. Really good job by Eric, able to hang on to it there, and we'll stay green here. But say that turn 3. I mean, that is definitely our trouble turn this evening. Obviously, Tri-Oval's a little tricky as well. But Eric's able to recover here at the moment. So it looks like he's going to, unfortunately, drop back into the 12th position. However, back up front, though, our race leader is showing now as Bud Steele in that 6 car. Eric Schaus in the 72 is in second. See that 33 coming up on the top side of Josh Coley. Underneath him is the 81 of Todd Merkel. So right now, again, pretty good battle here up front. So these guys are going again 2 by 2 by 2. So you see pretty much the top 10 to 12 here all together, bunched up here. So they have to be careful. Again, there's still a long ways to go here. So we're going to come around to 18 to go here at the line. No sense in taking too many risks here because, again, I say there's at this point, my personal opinion would try to keep this thing clean here and then try to make a little bit of a ditch effort there further towards the end of the race. But I'm not behind the wheel. These guys are, and saying they're going after it here. So and here comes Josh Coley on the top side, going to try to get the lead from Bud Steele. He's got help behind him with Charles Johnson, Roy Wheeler in there as well. You see, Bud gets a little loose off of 2, able to hang on to it, but that's going to cost him some momentum. That's going to move that 33 of Josh Coley to the lead. And with that, though, Charles Johnson's going to try to see if he can make this top side happen. As you see, again, we've got a little bit of a slide there with the 6 car, able to hang on to it. 98 Roy Wheeler's right here in this mix as well. And as I'm sure you all are trying to keep an eye on, here comes that 199 as well. Josh Sichterman now up into the top 6 to 8, I think. Just depends on where they are on track at the time. I say he's definitely moving back towards the front here. So right now, though, our race leader is showing as Josh Coley, but he is now under attack from the 28 of Charles Johnson on the outside. So say we've got 17 to go, it'll be 16 at the line. You see these drivers just getting super loose there on the exit. But right now, I say they're still got a long ways to go here still. So as they're coming into turn number 3, we'll see how they're able to get through here again. So every time they're coming through turn 3 now, I'm getting nervous personally. I don't know about you all. But say that's definitely where I've been trying to keep an eye. Here in the 3 in the trial, were kind of my 2, where I get a little bit nervous for these drivers. Oh, as I say that, here goes the 6 Bud Steele loose in the trial. Looks like he's going to be able to keep it off the inside wall and able to back it down, so he's not going to have a blowover, luckily. No yellow, though. We're going to stay green here, so Bud's going to have to try to get back going again. Just got loose in that trial like we had just mentioned. So now back up front, though, say Josh Coley, Charles Johnson still fighting for the lead. Right next to them is Eric Schaus and then Roy Wheeler. And then you got the 81 and the 199 there. Josh Sichterman and Todd Merkel here for the top 6 positions right now as they go through the tri-oval. Or, sorry, through turn 4 towards the tri-oval. And so you see that 48 of James Ledford also trying to rejoin this battle here as well. But yeah, you see these drivers are definitely starting to pick up the aggression just that little bit more. So they have to be extremely careful. Again, like I said, still a ways to go. Right now, though, that 33 of Josh Cole able to sneak away just a little bit. So we'll hop on the gearbox. As I say that, though, here comes I believe that was the 72 with a huge head of steam and the 28. Oh, be careful not to make contact enter 3, and they're going to make contact entering 3. This is not going to end well for any of these drivers. Oh, and we have a big one here at Talladega. Yeah, that was a little bit of aggression there. Say saw some contact there with that 72 and the 28 on the entry. Heavy damage for some of those drivers in front of the field. Looks like more of them got through than I thought, though. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how this one all unfolded. I'd say we pretty much saw most of it, but we'll try to get a better look at it here. But it looked like just contact, though, between those two on the entry. Probably just kind of fighting for that same real estate, kind of how a lot of these races go from time to time. So we're going to pull up. You see that 28 of Charles Johnson drop into the inside here of that 72. So you can see he's just got his nose underneath him there as they start to make the entry for turn number 3. As say 72 tries to turn in to make that entry, and then unfortunately, it's, like I said, contact between the two of them. We'll see. I saw those two make contact, but then further back, it looks like the 81 as well. Oh, actually, all 3 of these drivers here. Oh, actually, see the 199, Josh Sichterman gets a little bit of air here. So not sure how his car is going to be looking after that one. But unfortunately, say some definite pretty heavy damage for some of these drivers here. Looks like able to land it back on the wheels. May not be too worse for wear. Say definitely some damage. I say looks like the motor's still good, which is definitely the most critical part for this. So again, some more significant damage for some of these drivers. Again, we talked about those faster pairs definitely may come into play. That being said, though, we are back under yellow. Unfortunately, it looks like we got a handful of drivers here in the pits. I think only a few stayed out here. Looks like Josh Culley, James Ledford, Ted Deckard, and Michael Spelly. Top 4 are staying out. The rest of the drivers are in the pits here. So while everybody's getting their cars serviced here, we'll step away for just a moment, and we'll get things all updated here on the one to go. All right, lights are back off on the pace car. Say sorry to hear about that. Say Josh will say, yeah, you did have a really good run this evening, just wrong place, wrong time, too many times for you, unfortunately. I say that being said, though, again, really good run, and man, I say you've got an awesome fan club. So whatever you're doing, keep it up because that's cool to have that big of a group behind you and supporting you all the way. So really cool of that. So really appreciate you guys joining the broadcast. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Say it's been a lot of fun to be a part of with Area 51. So yeah, I'll say again, if anybody's looking for a league to run in, I'll say again, area51iracing.com. I'll say you can of course check to see if your car number 69 is available or not. I'll say I don't know offhand, unfortunately, but I believe the car numbers are listed on the website. So if not, you can always have a chat with one of the admins and they will let you know. That being said, we are going to restart here with 11 to go. Top 4 here stayed out. That's going to be Josh Coley, James Ledford, Ted Deckard, and Michael Spell. Todd Merkel on back are going to have made their pit stops here under this yellow. Looks like Eric Schaus is going to be the last car on the lead lap. And so, yeah, so let's say, again, we talked about that business picking up. We're going to see how much more aggressive these drivers are going to be to try to get this win here tonight at Talladega. I remember when I did one of those test races with them, James Ledford had an awesome pass on the last lap coming through the trial. We just had the momentum to get the win here. So we'll see if we're going to see something like that again. So we have 14 drivers still in contention as things run right here. So I'll say a lot can happen in these remaining 11 laps. All right, pace car is back into the pits. Going to put it into the hands again of Josh Cully and James Ledford. Behind them, Ted Deckard Jr. and Michael Spell. So again, 11 laps to go here to decide it. Well, potentially decide it. Say again, we do have up to 3 green-white checkers. We'll see if we need them or not as we get back underway. Oh, you see one there not getting through the gears too. I believe that was Kyle Hess, and sure enough, Bud Steele had to kind of take evasive action, as did that 72 of Eric Schaus. So he's going to try to get back going here, not having the restart he was hoping there. So he's going to need to try to hustle and get back into that lead draft, though, to make sure he can still have a chance here at the end of this race. However, up front, though, you can see right now 3-car battle for the lead here. You've got Josh Coley there, James Ledford up on the top side, and then Ted Deckard Jr. here on the inside. Really good battle here as they go through turns number 3 and 4. So you can see behind him, here come the rest of the field on a big charge right now. Looks like the number 1 of Gabe Butler is leading the way on that. Back right to the bumpers of these cars. You see that 071 Eric Laurie here, Charles Johnson as well, Eric Schaus in the mix as well. So again, like I said, it's really at this point, it's still anybody's race. There's a lot that's going to happen in these remaining 10 laps here. So taking a look as they come through the backstretch. Still got Josh Coley here running the bottom side here. Looks like he's got the momentum as they run. Oh, you see Ted Deckard gets a little loose on entry, able to hang on to it there. Again, we talked about that turn 3. That is going to be one of the trouble turns tonight here and at Talladega and in the Tri-Oval. Able to get through here this time around. But again, I think you're going to see drivers just be that little more aggressive. Probably not want to lift off the throttle that much at all if they can get away with it. As I said, they see pretty good battle here going on 3 wide there. Oh, contact slightly between, oh no, the 28 and the 80 and the 1. That's going to have, big hit there for Charles Johnson, sends him around. I saw the 1 Gabe Butler was in there as well. I think that initiated between the 28 and the 72 here. Let's go ahead and pull that back up here and see what happened. I think it's just close quartered racing there. I believe those 3 wide there through the tri-oval. So we'll go ahead and pull it up here and see. You see that 28 car gets a little bit too far down. You see the 72 kind of move up just a little bit at the entry, and that's where it pushes that 28 up into the 1. And then unfortunately for Eric Laurie in the 071, nowhere he can go. Same thing for the 88 of Michael Spell. Both of those drivers get involved in there. You see the 81 looks like he may have been able to kind of sneak through with that Phantom 4X, if you will, that we've talked about before. But yeah, so I'll say definitely some. He's got some nose damage, so actually probably some damage on that one there, unfortunately for him as well. So Again, so we're going to be back under yellow here. So we're going to probably restart with just around 5 to go. So we'll say it's, again, I think aggression's only going to keep ramping up from here. So once again, we'll step away for just a moment, and then we'll get things going again here on the 1 to go. Right now, our race leader still showing as that 33 of Josh Coley. All right, lights are back off on the pace car. We're going to have 1 to go. Fortunately, looks like we had a couple more retirements here under this most recent yellow. Looks like the one of Gabe Butler and the 28 of Charles Johnson have both retired, unfortunately, from the evening. So that's going to leave us 13 cars on the lead lap in contention. Corey Lane got the lap back under that yellow, so Corey's now back in contention as well in that 10 car. So right now our rundown here is going to be that 33 of Josh Coley, James Ledford, Ted Decker Jr., Eric Schaus, Bud Steele, Roy Wheeler, Paul Patterson, Kyle Hess, Michael Spell, Todd Merkel, Dwight Plush, Eric Laurie, and Corey Lane. Those are the 13 we have on the lead lap remaining in the race. Actually, as I said, the 66 of Mike Morrison is back on track. Unfortunately, he is 5 laps down, so he can gain a few spots probably from those 2 in front of him that retired from the race. But unfortunately, I don't think he'll be able to be in contention here for the win this evening. Though with that being said, though, so you still got a lot of racing. We're going to restart here again with 5 to go. So the way it works, though, if a caution comes out before we get the white flag, I'll say we'll freeze the race and restart things up with the green-white checker. We'll extend the finish, if you will, and we'll have 3 attempts of that. If they crash on the 3rd attempt before they get to the white flag, that's how the race will finish. If they can get to the white flag, either under regulation or on one of the first 2 green-white checkers or the 3rd, they race back to the finish even if there's a crash on the last lap. So with that being said, we're going to restart again with 5 to go. Josh Coley's going to lead the way here, as you see the pace car here peel off in just a moment. Saying again, we got 13 drivers here vying for the win tonight at Talladega. So we're going to see what they're able to do here on this restart. Alright, so let's see as they come through the travel here. You can see them getting down to gear, getting ready to go here. Again, getting through the gears here is going to be extremely critical here. Wait for that green flag to fly. They are back underway. Looks like a pretty clean start for the majority of the drivers. Josh Coley gets through the gears just a little bit better, it looks like. That's going to help him hang on to the lead here as they get into turn number 1. Side by side for second with Ted Decker Jr. and James Ledford. Right behind him is that 72 of Eric Schaus in the 4th position. And then the battle for 5th right there you see is the 6 and the 98 of Bud Steele and Roy Wheeler. However, you can see down the backstretch that 48 car gets a huge head of steam on the back. We'll see if he's able to make something happen with it here as they go into turn number 3. Say right now he's got just a nose ahead. We'll see if he can kind of carry that momentum here through the exit. But right now, say that 33 Josh Coley just a nose ahead. But again, James Ledford here making a big charge. You see right there, right behind them, here comes Ted Decker Jr. and Eric Schaus. They're going to try to make a look as well. As they go 4 to go here, you can see they're thinking about 3 wide. Don't quite do it there. However, I put James Ledford there in the lead, able to make that topside work. So now we're going to see that 72 of Eric Schaus and see if he's going to be able to return or kind of do the same thing here. He's going to grab the draft just a little bit from that 48 car, but as I say that, he's going to, now the 48 is dropping back to the bottom. And you see the inside line here kind of stacking up just a little bit. Everybody protecting the bottom here as they enter turn number 3. So they come around here through the travel. We're going to come to 3 to go. So again, right now still James Ledford leading the way. So still got a ways to go again for him. He's got his hands full with that 33 still of Josh Coley. As I say, the trouble behind there. Oh, you see that 98 of Roy Wheeler. He's going to go up and... Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the 98 of Roy Wheeler. It's the 88 of Michael Spell. I'm sorry. Michael Spell went up and over, but he's actually able to get back onto his wheels and get things rolling again. So, car looks pretty good for having a near blow over there, or blow over there. So let's go ahead and see what happened there. Let's see what's going on under this yellow here. Alright, let's see, we'll take a look here as you see him going through the trial. We see the 88, see the 81 as well on the outside. Let's try to see where this all unfolded. Oh, you see the 81 make a little bit of contact with the outside wall. Nothing Michael Spell could do. And you can see a little bit of contact with the wall, and then from there, just that thing just lifts up and then actually right back down on its wheels. So for it being a near blowover, if you will, that's about the best you could hope for there. So yeah, so say that's gonna... I'm sure it was a moment there for Michael. Looks like he's going to be all right, though. That car doesn't look too bad shape, so I think he's still going to be in contention here. Probably get some tires, fuel, and then re-grid this thing back up here. So yeah, like I say again, we're going to be back under yellow here, and this is going to be attempt number 1 of the green-white checkered. So we're going to see what we're able to do here under this one. So again, we'll step away until we get that 1 to go, and then we're going to do attempt number 1 and see what these drivers are able to do here. All right, lights are back off on the pace car. We are doing green-white checker attempt number 1 tonight here at Talladega. I say again, leading the way right now is James Ledford in that 48. Next to him is Josh Coley in the 33. Eric Schaus in 3rd. Ted Decker in 4th. Bud Steele in 5th. So you got Kyle Hess in 6th. Unfortunately, it looks like he's having some connection difficulties there. Roy Wheeler in 7th. Paul Patterson 8th. Eric Laurie in 9th. Corey Lane is going to round out our top 10. And then the final 2 cars on the lead lap here are Dwight Plesh and Todd Merkel. Unfortunately, it looks like Michael Spell's actually still in the pits 1 lap down, so I guess the damage was actually more than I expected there. I thought he might be able to hop in and get back going again, so unfortunately for Michael, that may have been a little worse than I had realized. So, and Mike Morrison still in the 14th position here, showing 4 laps down, was able to get a lap back on their last caution. So again, we're going to be restarting here with basically 2 to go, so we're basically going to go green-white, or green flag. If we can get to the white flag, we'll race to the end. However, if a caution comes out before we get to that white flag, we'll rack them back up and try it one more time. All right, pace cars off. Drivers coming through the tri-oval, getting ready to go. So you see some of those drivers getting ready to react in case someone in front of them misses a shift as well. So we'll see once the green flag flies what these drivers are able to do here. Back to green. Looks like a pretty good start for the drivers up front. Oh, Josh Coley maybe misses a gear a little bit. That's going to open the door here for Eric Schaus to try to grab that second spot. I was saying that's going to move him up, and say Bud Steele's going to try to follow through as well. So say unfortunately not the restart there that 33 of that Josh Coley was hoping for. However, again, he still has a lap and a half to try to get that momentum built up in that 33 car and get back to the front. However, so as they enter turn number 3, here comes that 72 of Eric Schaus. See Bud Steele working the top side, on the bottom side in 3rd position. 33 of Josh Coley there on the top. But right now, so far, so good for James Ledford. He's able to hold that bottom nicely as they're going to come through the tri-oval, see if they're going to get through here cleanly to give us the white flag or not. So far, it's looking clean. They stay pretty close together, so we do get the white flag. So this will be the final time around. Should a caution fly, they will race back to the line. So right now, door-to-door is that Goodwrench car of James Ledford and the Coors car of Eric Schaus, two of the bigger names here in the sport with those paint schemes. Saying Bud Steele trying to figure out where can I go to put this car into the lead. Doesn't have anywhere to go at the moment, so he's going to try to push that 48. As I say, that 6 gets loose, able to hang on to it though. Still trying to chase it though. But is this enough to give the momentum to that 48 though of James Ledford here as they come through the tri-oval? We're going to wait and see right now. James is looking pretty good because these two behind are fighting, but you can see Bud Steele's going to try to cut it to the inside. Not going to do it though. James Ledford going to win the race. So you see him crashing behind through the tri-oval there. Looks like Bud Steele able to get second spot by 4 thousandths of a second over Eric Schaus. We'll have to take a look at that one at the line. Let's go ahead and pull back that lap there. Let's take a look at the interval here at the finish between those two drivers there. So I'll see if we can. I'll go back just a teeny bit here so I can run it through super slow-mo. So we can watch those two as they come through the line here. See Roy Wheeler trying to jump in there as well. So say we'll take a quick look here as they come across the stripe. So congrats to James Ledford getting the win here tonight at Talladega. I think backing up his race win that he had a little earlier in the season that we did a practice race at. But yeah, here at the line, here comes Bud Steele. And you can see right there just by a nose, Bud Steele able to grab that spot. You see Roy Wheeler there in 4th and Josh Coley in the 5th position. So with that, though, we're going to have to pull up some drivers here, have a chat with them, maybe have them take us through our race there and how those final laps went for them. So we're going to start with our 3rd place finisher here, the number 72 of Eric Schaus. So I thought I saw him in here earlier. He disappeared on me, so I'll give him a little bit of say for this. We'll do for now. Then we'll actually jump over to our second place finisher there. Then Bud Steele in that number 6 car. So we'll get him all queued up here. That way we get him ready to go. All right, so pulling in our second place finisher here, Bud Steele, able to grab that second spot by I believe it was 0.004 of a second there over Eric Schaus. Let's say obviously he had a really good restart there, following James on the start there. So looks like James is going to be one to. He's a bit of the plate master here with these 87 cars. I think he won the recruiting race we did here a few weeks back as well.
Oh yeah, James. I think they must have brought this car out just for him. So yeah, he loves these, and I'm starting to get to like them. It's a lot different, and you got to drive them a lot different. But I'm starting to get used to them. And yeah, that was a pretty cool race. A lot of things happening, and going back and forth, and pretty good driving by most from what I saw.
Yeah, so, I mean, you guys all had your hands full for sure. So, definitely saw on where I was from where I was sitting that the trouble spots for sure was going to be entering turn 3 on the top side, and then obviously the trial as well. Because as you're used to those obviously being just kind of planted in there, but these bad boys you're just kind of sliding them around. Let's say, was that kind of where you felt like in the driver's seat as well, where you were kind of having to be the most careful?
Well, where I felt me personally had to be most careful was just entering 1 and entering 3, just to try to get a good entry and stay, hold a steady line through there. I liked going through the trial kind of sideways. That was pretty cool. You could really you could zip through there pretty good if you kind of entered a little bit late and dove it to the bottom there. It felt pretty good to me going through there. That's what I tried to do there at the end. Wasn't sure where James was going to go. He started going high, so I just kept it to the bottom there coming out of the trial.
Yeah, so you definitely gave it a really good charge there at the end to try to pull it off. I'll say it was a lot of fun to watch, and like you said, I love watching these cars slide through the trial. It's just so much fun for me to see. I think it shows as well in the broadcast also. So, I say again, though, great run, bud, and definitely want to give you opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that second place run you had this evening.
Well, thank you, Guyo, and Green White Checker TV, everybody at the Area 51 shop, and anybody watching. Hope you all enjoyed it.
I appreciate it, bud. Say congrats again on that second place run. Say enjoy it. Say look forward to catching you again tomorrow night. And say I'm going to go hunt down that number 72 of Eric Schaus here.
All right. Take care, guy.
All right, that was our second place finisher there. Bud Steele in that number 6 car. Just able to edge out the number 72 Coors Ford of Eric Schaus in that number 72. Really good run for you, Eric. To say got the pole. Definitely were up front there. Just I say obviously you were in a really good battle. So it was kind of cool seeing the battle at the end there between the Coors car and the GM Goodrich car. Kind of brings back memories on that one. So say just didn't quite get the run you needed there at the end, but say you definitely looked like you gave it your all there. I say anything on maybe looking back now, would you have done differently, or was that pretty much everything you had, just kind of being stuck on that top side like you were?
No, to be honest, I thought I was going to pull out second there. I coming through the tri-oval, I lost a fraction of a second of focus there and was kind of looking to make sure I didn't slide into, I think it was, I don't remember who was below me there that took second. But yeah, I lost a fraction of a second of focus, and that let me drift out wide enough that I lost the momentum, just enough for him to sneak past me underneath. But I mean, good job on him to keep it low and keep that momentum going.
Yeah, so we've seen that here. I was broadcasting one of the recruiting races here a few weeks back before season 5 started, and there was a pass at the start or through the travel here at Talladega for the win, and saying wound up of course being James Ledford winning that one too. So I was joking with Bud. I was like, man, he's got these things ready to go. So I was talking to Bud. I was like, to me, it seemed like Trouble Turns was the top if you're entering up high in turn number 3, and then of course the tri-oval as well. Was that what you were feeling like on your side, or was it a little bit different from your perspective?
Yeah, I think anything on the high line, you definitely had to be careful. You really had to get off the throttle. You had to be ready to kind of drift the car around the corner if you were on it even a hair too much. Definitely took a lot of car control if you were up top. Down low is the safer place to be, but you couldn't really do a lot down there. You needed to be up top with a push to make any moves forward. So there's a kind of risk reward there. Overall, I liked the low line better, but had to go up top there to try and go for the win.
Yeah, so I got to go where they are to that point in the race. But let's say, again, it's still a pretty good run overall for you. So you get in that third spot, winning the pole. So I definitely saw one of your number one fan club members pretty happy about that pole position there. So definitely want to give you an opportunity for thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that third place run tonight.
Yeah, thanks to my wife, who was sitting next to me and was stressed out the whole time, especially with some of those wrecks that I was involved in. Thanks for Area 51. Thanks to you guys for the commentating. Love watching these afterwards. So, thanks for everybody that showed up. It's always a good race, and it's fun racing with you guys.
So yeah, definitely enjoy it tonight. So I look forward to catching in the future races. And yeah, say enjoy your evening as well, and look forward to chatting with you soon.
Thanks. See you in the next one.
All right, that's our third place finisher there, Eric Schatz. A little reverse order there. However, we got to pull up our race winner here, that number 48 of James Ledford in that GM Goodrich paint scheme. So say, James, you did a last lap pass in our little recruiting race we had here a few weeks back. Say maybe a little less exciting fashion, but nonetheless bringing this Goodrich car back into victory lane again. So it looks like you might got something for these guys with these 87 cars.
Yeah, I really like this loose setup on these cars. To me, it makes it a lot of fun to race.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the just all the drivers really just having to kind of manhandle it. Even through the tri-oval, you seem to sliding sideways. As I was talking to Eric there, it's a lot of fun to watch you guys just wheeling these things here. But I mean, that was a really great run for you as they started third, coming up with the win up front most of the race as well. Was there anything that stood out to you, like from the driver's seat, that maybe you were feeling a little different, that you had to adjust on, or for the most part was it pretty straight, kind of just straightforward for you for this one?
One thing I noticed at the end of that long green flag run, I mean, the tires are kind of gone, and it was hard to drive it then. At least on the outside, it was.
Yeah, so definitely turn 3 on the outside was definitely a trouble point. I was mentioning that to Bud and Eric there during their interviews. But yeah, I mean, great job though tonight, pulling off the win here. Is there anybody you want to thank? Anybody that gets you here to the race in the evenings to thank for your win tonight?
Just Area 51 for putting on these races and for you broadcasting them.
Well, I think the admins are 2 for 2 so far, starting off on season 5. So these drivers are going to have to step it up here in the remaining races, huh?
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed on that last lap, my car got like really loose in the tri-oval, like it almost was about to spin out. So it's pretty sketchy last lap there for me.
Oh, I don't know if I did. Was that coming to the white or was that coming to the checker? I saw you chase it towards the top on coming to the checker, but I wasn't sure if that was intentional or not.
Coming to the white and then coming to the checker, and I was just staying in it to have all the momentum.
Okay, I'll say, well, after we interview here, I'll pull it back up for everybody to see so we can take a look at that. But yeah, congrats again though on the win though. Awesome job tonight, James. Definitely enjoy it tonight, and look forward to having another chat with you here in the future.
Yeah, that was an awesome race.
All right, James, have a good night and take care and talk to you soon.
All right, you too.
All right, so let's go and pull up that last lap that James was talking about here, coming to the white, where he said he was talking about getting loose here. So we'll pull it through here. Oh yeah, I can see just a little bit of a moment there. So we'll see if we can get a good angle here as they come through the tri-oval here. Right there, you can see him getting in the turn, and you can see the angle of that car. So you can see the wheels still pretty much. He's pretty much pointing the wheel straight while still turning left. So you can see it even more so getting a little bit of looseness there. So yeah, again, even through the trials here, these drivers have to really wield these things. So James did an awesome job this evening pulling off the win tonight. So let's go ahead and go through our final results for the race tonight. So again, our race winner, that number 48 of James Ledford, holding off Bud Steele, who was able to sneak the second place away from Eric Schaus by 4 thousandths of a second. Roy Wheeler bringing it home in 4th, Josh Coley in 5th, Eric Laurie 6th, Ted Decker Jr. in the 7th position, Todd Merkel 8th, Corey Lane in 9th, and Paul Patterson is going to round out our top 10 here. Pull up 11th through 20th. So some of these drivers were definitely up front, just didn't have the luck they needed there at the end. I see Kyle Hess is able to hang on to the 11th spot. Dwight Plush, Mike Morrison, Salto. I think that one's spelled wrong, but we'll get that fixed. Then you got Michael Spell went for the ride there. Unfortunately, I say must have had more damage than I realized. Wasn't able to recover. I say some of these drivers, of course, involved in the incidents there. You see Gabe Butler, Charles Johnson, YouTube sensation fan club, Joshua Sichterman there coming home 17th. Unfortunately, was up front a lot. Just didn't quite have the luck he needed as well. Involved in a couple incidents. Just didn't have the car to compete there at the end. Had to retire, unfortunately. I say you see Raymond Rittenauer, Ryan Kelly as well, involved in a few incidents, none of his doing. Just luck wasn't there for them tonight. And actually, that is all of our results here. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight here on Green White Checker TV with the Area 51 Racing League 87 Cup Series tonight at Talladega. We got through here with one green white checker at the end. But again, a really good race by these drivers that they put on here. I think the game's trying to kick me out. Hey, all right, we're done now. So again, really great job by these guys. Congrats again to James Ledford getting the win here tonight. So with that being said, tomorrow night we will be back broadcasting again tomorrow night with the Area 51 Cup Series. I'll be joined in the booth by a good friend of mine, Don Runkle Jr. So I have a little bit of extra craziness to listen to with us. He's been a good friend of mine. We've raced together for years and been friends for years since the NASCAR 2003 days, at least 10 years ago. So I'm really looking forward to sharing the booth with him again tomorrow night. Definitely again, if you're interested in joining Area 51 Racing League, Season 5 just started up this week. So you can find them on area51iracing.com. So again, until tomorrow night, hope you all have a wonderful evening. Stay home, stay safe, wash your hands, and then just take care, enjoy your evening, and look forward to catching you all tomorrow night. So until then, have a good night and take care.